What's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. You know what it is, your boy JP. Today we're doing a Q&A Sunday where I take your guys' questions and I give you a visual answer and make a video and hope that not just it helps you, but somebody else down the line. This is your first time tuning in. Please consider subscribing because these are the type of things that we do here. Car audio tutorials, radio removals, Q&As, anything car audio related. That's what this channel is about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So this first question is from a Derek Maddock. He says, I have all the wires connected to the harness, but there's no power to my car stereo. What should I check first? Well, there's a couple things that you want to go ahead and check. Whether you check these in any particular order is really up to you. But me personally, I would check the power wires at the radio because we are trying to see what the radio sees and we're trying to see why it's not getting power to this harness. So you guys already know on how that video that I made on how to wire up a CD player. If you haven't seen it, links in the description, cards in the corner. The 3 power wires that you need to turn on this radio is a good ground, 12-volt constant, which goes straight to the battery. This will have 12 volts on it at all times, and this is your accessory or ignition wire, which means that when you get 12 volts with the car turned on and 0 volts with the car turned off. First thing we want to do is grab our multimeter and we want to actually change this to DC volts. And if you guys don't know how to work a multimeter, I do have a video on that with my Car Audio Tools 101. I'm going to be putting some more of those out for you guys as well. But we want to take our black probe and put it on the black, which is going to be our ground. We're going to take our red probe, which is going to put it on the yellow, which should be our constant. And the reason I would check this one first is because I can check it with the car off. So you can see we got some good pressure back there on the harness. So this should be reading 12 volts with the car off. And we are reading 13.26. So we know that it's not because of the constant. Now I want to keep my black on the ground and I want to shift our red probe over here to the accessory to make sure that we got 12-volt ignition. We have that shifted, so now the red's in the red, the black's in the black. We got good pressure. When I come over here, we see 0 volts. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn the car on. And with the car on, we see 13 volts. So that lets me know we got a good ground, we have good constant, and we have good ignition. So that means that the radio is seeing the power, well, at least the harness is getting the power where it needs to get. If your radio is still not cutting on, this little fuse that's in the back, you need to make sure that that fuse is good. So you want to check that. If that fuse is good and you have power coming up here, there's no reason why your radio should not be coming on. You probably have a bad radio. Now, next, just to make sure that you have a good ground, because let's just say that you're not receiving 12 volts here, you're not receiving 12 volts there, but that fuse is still good. Let's make sure that we have a good ground. So instead of using this to test those 2 wires, you can take your black probe and put it to a piece of metal inside the car and use that as your grounding point to test these wires. Now, if you use that black probe on a piece of metal and you get 12 volts here and 12 volts there, then that means that this ground is bad. So if you're using the factory ground, you might want to actually try to extend this black wire and basically use a self-tapping screw with a lock washer, kind of like that right there, on some type of metal with no paint on it inside the dash to make sure that you have a good ground. Now, if this is grounded good and you're still not getting 12 volts on one of these 2 wires, then you want to start checking fuses inside the vehicle. You might want to look into your owner's manual, or maybe you have a cover that goes over your fuse boxes that actually gives you some type of inclination of where the fuse for your radio goes. You want to check fuses that say radio, ignition, battery, amp, all those type of things, just to make sure that we have ignition and we have constant very well covered. If all that stuff is good and this radio still doesn't come on, your radio is bad. Now, one thing that you could do as well is you can take this radio out of the car, tie this red and that yellow together, and hook it up to 12 volts and try to hook this up to ground. Maybe you can use a battery. I might just do a video on how to make a little quick at-home test bench with your drill battery, because I do it all the time, just to see if this radio will come on by itself. And if it comes on by itself outside the car, then that definitely means that there's something else going on inside the car. Maybe you don't have one of the cheap harnesses. Maybe you have a data module like one of the Maestro pieces or a pack piece for your vehicle or whatever. And sometimes your pack piece is really just going to provide a 12 volt accessory, so your fuses inside the car might actually be good. But if that module is not providing a 12 volt accessory like it's supposed to, then you're not going to get the power that you need, which is why that radio might not come on. If that's the case, you might just want to catch power somewhere else. I got a video actually showing you how to do that, and I'll link that video for you guys as well. Next question by Matt Bynum. He wrote, what if your vehicle has power antenna, but your radio has power antenna and remote turn on? So basically what he's trying to ask is that sometimes your radio will have a solid blue, which is for your power antenna, and then you have a blue with the white stripe, which is remote turn on. And the wire harness inside that vehicle only has a solid blue. This one's actually pretty easy. If you don't have a remote turn on the vehicle side of the harness, then just cap this one off, just like we've done here. If you do have two blues, one from the vehicle and one from the car, then you just want to go ahead and connect the solid blues and then put a butt connector, crimp cap, or tape off that blue with the white stripe. Reason being, this thing will output 12 volts, and you don't want this kind of flopping around all over the place. And there's no need to hook this up and this up when this is going to provide the power antenna wire already. So don't worry about the remote turn on, and go ahead and hook those two up. Now, a little bonus. Let's just say that your vehicle has power antenna, but you only have remote turn on coming from the radio. Then just hook up the blues. It's pretty much going to serve the same purpose. That remote wire right there will make your antenna go up, and it will make it go down. Or if you don't have one that's actually motorized, if that power antenna wire from the vehicle is just to help boost the signal, that 12 volt coming from the remote turn on will do the same thing as well. Well, I don't want to make this too long, guys. I hope y'all like this Q&A Sunday. If you did find any type of value in this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment if you want to. And JP the Install Guy website coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. Don't forget to check out all those other videos I have in those cards. So next time, this your boy JP signing out. Y'all have a blessed day.